We're doing a new style. We're doing a new style of video starting today. The problem with the old style is that I was trying to make really fast-paced, attention-grabbing, really captivating, short-form videos under a minute, and that's really hard. It's harder to make a 45-second video that's like rapid pace than it is to just like go slow and don't edit the video so much. And I didn't think that that was an option. And then I saw some creators come out in the last few months, right? You got that big gym guy. You got Sulik. He's not even editing his videos. He's just walking around with the camera, talking right into the thing. You got a bunch of other people doing that too. And I'm like, all right, how about we just make tea, casually go about my day, right? Because with the old thing, because I'm trying to get a PhD here. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. And what that meant was that if I did feel too much pressure to make high quality videos, and I felt like it was too much time, as a result, I just wasn't making any videos. So that's like the worst possible option. So basically, with these new videos, the general idea, and it's going to evolve as we go, the general idea is 3 cups of tea in a day. Right now, it's 9 something in the morning. I just woke up. And this is the first cup of tea of the day. We're sipping on some raw Pu'erh. Like my favorite raw Pu'erh lately. This is from Lincang. Lincang is in southwest China. It's an organic raw Pu'erh. It's like been my perfect little morning daily sipper lately. Gets me going. It's not like too intense that if I drink it on an empty stomach like I am right now, that I'm gonna go vomit, because that will happen with a lot of green teas. But it still comes with that So this is also a key part of these new vlogs. So this is my daily time box. What the hell am I doing today? I got 3 top tasks, right? 3 main objectives. And I got 2 secondary tasks. And my job is to run around the world, the city of Guangzhou, and really my campus, this small vicinity around me, and try to finish these tasks. All right, so task number 1, we got a lit review. That's what I'm going to do in the morning once I finish up recording this video. Oh, fucking A, that's good. Oh, love that. Yeah, lit review. Basically, here's the deal. I'm in the middle of an experiment right now. And from Christmas to New Year's, right, in that era, in that time, I was living on a nearby tea farm, my experimental tea farm. And I applied by myself, one person living out there, basically alone, but with a couple other workers. I applied about 5,000 pounds of fertilizer to this tea field. In all different types. It's not one type. It's 8 different treatments. So I was doing chemical fertilizer. I had 3 different 4 treatments, and then 4 plus biochar. Biochar is like this. It's basically like, you can think of it like charcoal. It's just black, burnt organic matter. So I applied that to the tea fields, and now I'm waiting. I had this blessed period of tea plant dormancy during the winter months here, where tea is not growing and the plant is hopefully absorbing all the fertilizer I put down and getting ready for the first flush of tea in the spring. And that's when I'm going to go collect samples and then run a battery of tests on these samples. So right now, I'm still kind of scrambling to decide what exact tests I'm going to run on these tea plants. I mean, I basically know what I'm going to do, but I need to make sure every step of every test is correct. And the way that you can check that is just by reading the literature and seeing the methods of all of the other people who have previously done a similar test. So, when I'm writing my methods, I need to be like, I extracted this molecule at this temperature according to this person's methods. Like, every single thing you do has to have a reference to someone else who did it that way in the past. So really, every sentence, everything that I'm saying needs to be supported by someone else's work. And the only way that you can know what they did is by doing a literature review, reading the literature. Which, that's me sitting in front of the computer right there for a couple hours. So that's what we got this morning. And then we got lunch. Gonna stuff my face with some greasy ass Chinese cafeteria food. That'll be fun. Secondary task of the day, doing a little photo shoot this afternoon. Not of me, but of some new teas that I bought that are on a ship in the Pacific Ocean right about now. So, yeah, bought some new teas I'm going to put on my website in a couple weeks. And I want all the product description and the photos done by the time they land. So, taking pictures in the afternoon. I'm most productive right in the morning. Like, right when I get my first cup in me, in that point in time, my brain is functioning at the best it will the whole day. So that's when I do my hardest tasks. After I stuff my big fat face with greasy cafeteria food, I don't do my best work. So I save not that cognitively demanding work for the afternoon session, which is taking pictures of tea. Oh, and we're napping. I'm gonna try to nap today after lunch. I've become very fond of napping since moving to China. Everyone naps here, just like they do in Spain, right? Spain, they got the siesta. China, they have there's no Chinese word for, they just say 休息. 中午休息一会儿. Take a little break in the afternoon, but it's a siesta. So I have fully adopted the Chinese siesta, and it's wonderful. I don't do it every day, but today I woke up earlier than normal to freaking set up this camera and shoot my deal. So I'm gonna need a siesta. So let's see if I actually can get to sleep. I don't always do. All right. Third objective, major objective, is grunting and sweating in public. Loud, audible grunting, big visible sweat beads in public. Other people around me grunt, sweat. Right? That's the third major objective. Going to a public location and getting sweaty and making mouth noises. That's a key one. That's crucial. I do that once every 3 days, and today is day 3. So, secondarily, got to water my tea plants. I'm running a second experiment at the same time as I'm running that fertilization experiment that I just told you about. Second experiment is potted tea plants. They're right over there in our campus tea garden, and I got to go water them bad boys. They're getting a little thirsty these days. It's been dry. So, oh, by the way, the noise, I live 10 feet from a giant construction site. Yeah. probably the worst part about my life currently. Top 3 worst things. These guys start working at sometimes as early as 6, 7 in the morning, and they go until midnight. And, yeah, it's been brutal. I hope that none of you ever have to live within spitting distance of a massive construction site. Anyway, that's where the noise is coming from. Secondary task, watering plants. You get to see my little plant babies. Oh, they're doing great. Okay, so actually made a vlog about the same experiment a while ago. All those plants died. All of them died. This is the second iteration of the same experiment. We're 2 months in. 1 or 2 plants have died, but most are still kicking. They don't look great, but they're alive. They're photosynthesizing, taking that sunlight, turning it into food, doing the plant thing. So I'm pretty happy about that. Maybe I can tell you about the experiment a little bit more when we go water the plants later. Last but not least, the secondary task is I want to renew a subscription to the Waking Up app, which is a meditation app that has been, my subscription expired a while ago. And my mental health has since deteriorated. I don't think it's directly because of that, but that definitely hasn't helped that I have not meditated in a while. And I know I don't need an app to meditate. People have been meditating for quite a long time without the existence of apps. But I like meditating with the app. I don't know. I've tried not at meditating, and there's something about being timed. Like on the app, they have a 20-minute timed meditation. And I don't have to... That means the responsibility of deciding how much time we're meditating is delegated to somebody else. When I meditate alone, I'll meditate for like 5 minutes. I won't know how much time has passed. Okay, I'm realizing now as I say this that I could just set a timer. But I don't know. I like the calm, soothing voice of the app. So I don't know. Gonna renew my app subscription. And basically, the policy of the app is that if you can't afford it, I don't know why I'm using air quotes. I mean, because I technically do have the amount of money required to pay for the app, but if you look at it from a budget analysis, like I can't really afford to be spending friggin' a lot. It's like $10 a month. I think that's a lot. I don't know, I'm freaking in college still, so that's a lot. And yeah, they give it to you for free if you can't afford it. And I've taken 2 free subscriptions now, and that's why I haven't renewed, because I'm starting to feel bad about taking these free subscriptions. But before you click on free, renew for free again, they give you the option of a heavy discount. So I think I'm going to go for the heavy discounts this time, because I'm getting a lot of value out of the app, and my moral conscience is weighing down heavily upon me. So I think I'm going to shell out a couple of bucks. A couple of buckos. Frickin' that's my day, folks. Who knows what other, what I call them, side quests? Might take a couple side quests. I take side quests nearly every day, as a matter of fact. Fire tea. God, that's fucking delicious. What the fuck? What the literal actual fuck? Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the idea of the vlog is 3 cups of tea. This is the first one. We're gonna have an afternoon tea. You know? Afternoon tea. Then we're gonna have a nightcap. And I don't want to consume too much caffeine at night. So I'm either gonna do a extremely tiny amount of normal tea, or I'm gonna find an herbal tea. I don't know jack shit about herbal teas, so I have one actually that I'm probably gonna do tonight. that a friend sent me. She's a researcher working on the chrysanthemum flower in Anhui. And we met at a tea conference in October. And we became homies. We're working on a paper together right now. And she sent me a big box of chrysanthemum flowers to make for tea. So maybe I'll freaking brew one of those bad boys up tonight. I honestly, I tried one or two. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But you know, I'm gonna give it some time. You know, some teas you gotta warm up to them. You don't like them right off the bat, but they win you over time, right? All right, fuckers. Sorry. I'm sure most of you are nice people. Actually, all of you are nice people. I'm the fucker. I'm probably the only fucker watching this video. Or not. Whatever, fuckers. Alright, time to start my day. Oh, sneak out of this chair. Alright, guys, I want to give you an example of what I'm actually doing for this literature review today. So, for my research, I'm looking at a specific type of bacteria that can fix nitrogen. They can take nitrogen from the air, atmospheric gaseous nitrogen, and they can fix it into a solid form that then plants can use. So it's an extremely important function in the ecosystem. I mean, imagine you're creating fertilizer out of thin air, literally. So I'm looking at this group of special bacteria that are capable of doing this, and I want to be able to measure how much of these bacteria are present in the leaves and the roots of the tea plants according to my different fertilizer treatments. So I need to target the gene. When I sequence the genomes of all of the bacteria in the soil and leaves, I need to be able to target that gene specifically in order to see who are the ones that can do this and who are the ones that can't, who are the bacteria that are and are not capable. So to target that specific gene, you need something called a primer. A primer is like a tool, it's a little tag that allows you to, of all the genes, to pick one specific one, right? Humans have 20,000 genes. If I'm trying to look at the one gene that controls, forearm hair, then I don't want to look at the other 19,999 genes. I want to look at that one. You need to design a primer in order to look at that one gene. The problem is that there's a lot of primers out there. People use all different types of primers to target the nitrogen fixing gene. So, okay, now I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm going to turn you around. All right, so this is a Word document that I've been working on for a week or two called NIF. That's the nitrogen fixing gene, NIF-H primers, right? So as I read through the literature, right, this is Wang et al. 2022. These are the primers he used for the NIF gene in his research, or her research. I'm not sure who Wang is. Gabby and Buckley, 2012. They used this one, right? So I'm looking at all these people use different NIF primers, and I'm taking notes of what they're looking at with the NIF primer, right? And then I'm taking a note of who did it. So I'm just building out this huge table. There's a different NIF primer. There's a different NIF primer, right? And they're using the different NIF primers to amplify the genes in different settings. So I don't want a NIF primer that someone used for oceanic nitrogen fixation. I want one that someone used for an agricultural root or leaf environment. These are all different studies that use different NIF primers, right? And as I go, all these motherfuckers are using different NIF primers and all their shit. So as I go, I'm just gathering this giant document. At a certain point, I'm just gonna have to evaluate what's the most common one, what's the most
suitable for my research, and pick one. So, here's my browser. All of these are all different academic research articles the last 3 to 4 to 5 years. They're all researching the nitrogen fixation thing, NIF-H sequence analysis, right? Which primer did they use? Diazotroph. Those are the types of bacteria that fix nitrogen, right? So he sequenced diazotrophs also. What freaking primer did this guy use, right? Another primer, another one, right? Endophytic, that means inside the leaves. Nitrogen-fixing endophytic bacteria, that's what I'm looking at, right? The NIF gene. So what primer did he? So all of these are different researches of endophytic nitrogen-fixing bacteria, diazotrophs, and they all use different primers. Some are the same primers, right? A lot of, there's a couple of really famous, popular primers that are repeated. Rhizosphere, that means in the roots. So I'm reading each article, seeing if it is similar to the research that I'm about to do. And then if I find a primer that's interesting, I take note of it and I build it into my table. And then eventually I'll be able to, and I asked, trust me, I went to ChatGPT and I asked, what's the best NIF-H gene primer to use for measuring the phyllosphere and rhizosphere samples of Camellia sinensis tea plants? Okay, maybe 5 to 10 years from now, GPT will be able to tell me that. It couldn't tell me jack shit about that right now. Couldn't even give a suggestion. It was like, you got to read the literature, buddy. It was also sarcastic about it too. I was like, look, bud, I'm just a language modeling frickin' artificial intelligence bot, buddy. You need to frickin' do your work and read the fucking literature. So I was like, God damn it. All right, you're right, GPT. So that's what I'm doing. And eventually I'm going to compile all these, so I have to use my non-artificial intelligence brain to look at all these NIF primers and eventually make a decision, which is the thing that gives me crippling anxiety. Because each primer, here's the thing, each primer has its pros and cons. There is no one perfect one. Each primer is a little bit biased towards a specific type of nitrogen-fixing bacterium. So no one's going to be perfect. You just got to pick one. So once I read these articles and compile my thing, I'm going to review them all, and then make a decision. Okay, that's one detail. Which primer I use to measure the nitrogen-fixing bacteria in the leaves and roots, that's one tiny detail of this whole massive project of measuring the microbial ecology of the tea plants according to different fertilizer treatments. This is one detail within one assay, and I have 15 assays, each one with 10 different key details that I need to do similar research, literature reviews on. Okay, this is why I'm growing a beard, and this is why my mental health is deteriorating. No, it's fine. When I get in the zone, when I get into it, I can get in that flow state where I'm just reading through, and then I'll pick my head up and be like, okay, that was actually fascinating. I like the challenge. It's like sparring. It's mental sparring. But anyway, that is actually like literature review. That's what I mean when I say literature review. It's not just like flipping through the pages of an encyclopedia. Like, I'm searching for information that's different and variable, and you're reading research that's tangential to your research that isn't exactly the same, and so you don't know how similar it is and how applicable their stuff is to your stuff. Okay. Anyway, that is what I'm doing. Okay. Still drinking tea, by the way. Still sipping tea. This is the same Pu'erh, actually, that I was making in the first video. Just re-infusing, re-steeping. Pinkies up, motherfuckers. On my way to lunch now, and I gotta say, I don't know where you live, but Guangzhou, right now, February 3rd, it is 24 degrees. So that's Celsius. I think it's probably about 70 Fahrenheit. And it's just gorgeous. Like, perfect t-shirt weather. It's a little touch of cloud cover. I mean, weather's not great here in the summer. It's hot, subtropical, but right now, oh, there's a little breeze coming in. Oh, yeah, absolutely perfect. Literally, like, the second you walk outside, it just cheers you up, and all the flowers are starting to bloom. All right, so these are called guihua. I think the English is osmanthus. They're called guihua, and they're all blooming right now. They actually look like tea leaves a little bit, but these smell so sweet, and they just fill the entire air with this amazing sweet floral scent. And there's just all types of other flowers blooming too. Guangzhou is actually called Huacheng, which is Flower City. And actually, in like a week or two, I'm gonna go to the flower market in Guangzhou, which is like really famous. So I'm definitely gonna make a video for that. But yeah, it's Chinese New Year right now, so it's like quiet on campus. Flowers are blooming. Weather is perfect. So I'm in a pretty good mood, actually. All right, so I just received a WeChat message. I haven't opened it yet, but it sounds like it could be a potential side quest for today. It says, Dylan, I have a New Year's gift for you. In case you don't see this message in time, I put it in the duty room on the first floor of your working place. Remember to sign for it. Happy New Year's. Please let me know when you take it. Oh, that's a side quest. Side quest added, and they just took a picture and marking where it is in my building. All right, side quest unlocked. We have a mystery gift waiting for us, a Chinese New Year's mystery gift. So I'm gonna stuff my big fat face with some cafeteria food and then walk over to our campus building and see what it is. 2个鸡蛋，青菜，鸭肉，可以了。
I want a lot down the top. The one to rip. Put that
Duck. Oh my god. That's the best thing here. That duck, so fucking good. Crazy good. It's like juicy and tender, so flavorful. I think duck is my favorite Chinese food. Like in Beijing, they have Peking duck, different than what we have here, but so good. In the south, we have more like a braised kind of duck. Doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. North duck, south duck, middle duck, east duck. Any Chinese duck, it can be a damn good duck. All right, for dessert, lunch dessert, I go right across the street to the supermarket there, and I buy a full head of broccoli. And I eat it raw as I walk home. You know, gotta get that, gotta get your greens in. The ladies here, when I check out, they think I'm insane for doing this. By the way, this is like the refrigerated dairy and yogurt section. In the English translation, what they gave it as breasts, which is hilarious. Technically, you don't get dairy without a breast, so they ain't wrong. Yeah. For dessert, we're doing a full head of broccoli. Bang! I just munch on that as I walk home. It smells fresh enough. Leo.
吃了吗？
有啊，这位，谢谢。Our little scanner. 4 RMB for a head of broccoli, not too bad.
4块。
Now that I got my broccoli, I walk across the street to where people wash their hands in these little sinks, and I wash the broccoli, and then I just start mashing it. We're officially on a side quest now. Gonna go see what my friend left for me at the college where I work. Walking from the cafeteria over there. Gonna take you past my favorite tree. One of my favorite trees. There's like 4 to 5 exceptional trees on campus. There's a cute little pagoda. There's a cute little pagoda. And we're off. There it is. This bad boy. Woo. Woo. You kidding me? These trees are really unique. Like, basically they get these little things that hang down. Like these branches that drop down, like there's one right there. Then once it hits the ground, there's one right there. It, like, grows roots and forms as like an appendage to the tree. Don't mind me pointing out the tree with my broccoli. Gorgeous tree. There's a couple of these on campus, and some of them are just massive. Like, the spreading arms and the dropping branches will like cross streets and like cover entire blocks. Yeah. That's about it. Good tree. Alright, side quest en route. So this is kind of like a residential apartment area right in the center of our campus. They used to give teachers apartments, and then they ran out of apartments to give teachers, so now it's like the kids of the teachers who aren't really affiliated with the school anymore, but they still live here. But one thing that I love about the culture here is that people in their yards, they use every square inch. Like, this person has like, you know, an 8x8 foot plot of land like in front of their little apartment. Every single inch of that is covered with vegetables. Or, you know, sometimes they're flowering trees or something. But, like, it's not grass. It's not green grass that you mow and it just sits there. Like, it's functional gardens everywhere. Like, why would you waste perfectly cultivable land? So that's nice. What's up? What's up? Bro. Very cool. You in Flower City, baby? Alright, here's my college. Not sure if you can see that. ENE, 学院 College of Horticulture. It's a little tough to get through the end of the broccoli. My last couple bites, your body's like, that's a lot of fucking broccoli, man. But you know, don't be a quitter. There's the last little tuft. There it is. ENE 学院. By the way, our college, 2 or 3 years ago, we bought this fucking 400-year-old lychee tree. Absolutely ancient-ass lychee tree. So, that's cool. Anyway, here we are. 师傅，你好，刚刚有一个朋友给我送一点东西。都在这里是吧？是这个吗？
那个熬过了，熬过你运动啊，
对
这个女生啊，
对，
那个，
是这个。哦，谢谢师傅。啊。Oh my god. It's crazy. Are those the same orange flowers that I was just raving about on the way over? That would be pretty cool. Wow, flowers. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, there's a note inside too. For Dylan. Right. There it is. For Dylan. Happy New Year. Summer. Wow. Oh. That's awesome. Got little flower pots from Summer. What a side quest. Okay, so Summer is a student at my campus. And I was walking across one of the campus quads like 3 weeks ago with this hat on. And she walks up to me and she's like, "Are you Dylan?" I was like, yes, I am. And she's like, "Oh, I follow your Instagram channel. I like your videos." I was like, "Oh." I think that was actually the first time that I've ever actually been recognized in public by someone that I didn't know. So, that was cool. And so we hung out. I mean, we were there in the quad. We walked around. She likes trees. I like trees. We're walking around looking at trees. And then we're friends now. And then she's giving me flowers. That's cool. Super cool. I'm going to write her a little note back here in a second. I'm going to text her back being like, "Oh my God, I love the flowers." I'm gonna set it up on my balcony where I had my morning tea today and had some water and take a picture and send it to her. Right here. I hope you don't mind loud construction noises all day long, my little friend. Well, I do too, but there's nothing you can do about it now. Look at you. Beautiful. Yay. All right. That was actually a solid chiesta. It took me a while to get to sleep, but not eventually. Oh. I don't always get to sleep. It took me a while because I was excited. Kept thinking about how we're filming again. Also, that was a piece of tape in my mouth. I sleep with tape on my mouth. Don't ask. We'll cover that a different day. All right, let's fire up some tea.
This is green tea. That is one of the teas that I was just taking pictures of. So this afternoon, we're doing tea photography. And I was gonna make tea first and then start tea photography, but then I was like, anytime I do photo shoots of tea, I always end up drinking all the tea that I take pictures of, because you don't want to make a bunch of tea just for the photo and then not drink it. So I was like, wait, I'm gonna make tea and then take pictures of tea and then have to drink all that tea? How about I just drink the tea that I'm taking pictures of? So that's what we're doing. For afternoon tea, I thought something interesting would be to take a comment that I recently got on social media and answer it. So I took one that I got while I was sleeping last night, 10 hours ago, from GDX9902 on YouTube. They're commenting on chapter 2 of the masterclass, which is about the biology of the tea plant. They said, I just found your channel and love your videos. Thanks. That's nice. Never get tired of that one. Thank you for taking the time to make them. That's why I don't get tired of them, of these comments, because it took so much time to make them. I was wondering if you have any research for the percent of caffeine in the leaves depending on size. Okay, this is an interesting topic. So, does the caffeine content of tea leaves change depending on size?
I'm going to give you a slightly better explanation about the caffeine thing. So, you remember the question, the question was, does this leaf size matter for caffeine content? And the answer is no. So this little stand right here is the large leaf. So this stand right here is a Samaka. This is the large leaf cultivar. Like, these are big leaves down here. And so if you look at the tea plant as it grows, right? This is what we're plucking right here. This is one bud, 2 leaves, right? That's a really nice standard pluck right there. So that is the most caffeinated part of the plant, the bud. That's the second most. That's the third most. These 3 are roughly comparable. These are all very caffeinated. Then after this, it starts to drop off pretty quickly. But these are the most caffeinated. Generally, that's the most caffeinated. And the further down you go, the less caffeinated it is. And also, these leaves are getting bigger. So in fact, it's almost like the larger the leaf, the less caffeinated, but that's also not really true. Yeah, so if you're looking now, okay, so this over here, I think this is this is Longjing. So this is a sinensis variety. So this is a small leaf variety, right? These leaves are smaller. The old leaves on here are only this big. So these are smaller. In theory, technically, smaller leaf sinensis tea trees have less caffeine than large leaf Asamaka tea plants, holding all variables constant. So one bud of this is less caffeinated slightly than that, but you know, one bud of this sinensis would be more caffeinated than like the 3rd or 4th leaf of Asamaka, and the 3rd or 4th leaf of Asamaka would be huge, and the bud of this little sinensis tea plant would be tiny. So sometimes, yeah, so basically, if you include all the variables of Asamaka versus small leaf, these 2 major genotypes, and you have the factor of, the most important thing is position. How far up the deal is it, right? That's the most important position. Also, season is a big factor, right? Spring teas are going to have more caffeine than summer or autumn teas. The nutrient levels in the soil is a really important factor, right? Caffeine is nitrogenous. It has a nitrogen in it. So the nitrogen fertility and the nitrogen levels in the soil is going to be a huge factor in determining how much caffeine gets into the leaves or is produced in the leaves. So, ipso facto, the leaf size has no bearing on caffeine content. And that is kind of annoying because it would be nice, wouldn't it, if you could just look at the size of the leaves and know how much caffeine. That would be a super great cue of how caffeinated your tea is, but it's not that simple. There's just too many variables. You can't really eyeball the caffeine content. And again, just as a reminder, if you guys have never seen anything I've ever made, the idea that black tea is more caffeinated than green tea is a complete myth. Absolutely no scientific basis for that. Sorry, I'm moving around so much. I'm getting my hose all straightened out here. Yeah, so caffeine's tricky, y'all, which is tough because it's such an important thing to know, right? You need to know how caffeinated your beverage is. Caffeine is neuroactive stimulant, right? You can't just be consuming unknown amounts of this neuroactive stimulant. So that is something to think about. Anyway, these are my tea plants. This is the experiment I'm running. I'm gonna water these puppies. They look okay. They're not thriving, but I gave them shitty soil on purpose as part of my experiment. So yeah, I'm gonna water these bad boys. So this is my experiment. You see LAMF, you see a few letters. Actually a lot of LAMFs over here. But basically we have LMH, low, medium, high. That refers to the pH level of the different pots. And then we have AMF or no AMF, which refers to whether or not I inoculated the pot with arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi, which is like a beneficial fungus that associates with tea plant roots. And then there's a fourth treatment, which is, see LBC, BC, that's biochar. So on the low pH group, I have a fourth treatment, which is adding biochar to the low pH to see if biochar can help ameliorate the harmful effects of soil acidity on the microbiome. That's kind of the idea, because soil acidification is a big problem in tea fields, and we want to like see what options we have for alleviating the problem. So yeah, biochar seems like a great option. So we're adding biochar to these pots in order to, you know, we're going to compare low pH versus low pH plus biochar to see how effective biochar is at like restoring the microbiome of the tea plant roots, and maybe the leaves as well, but mostly the roots. So, you know, that's this experiment. This is my second, this is like my, this is my secondary experiment. This is like my, this is a bit of my mistress. This is my mistress experiment, whereas my wifey is in the tea field like an hour away from here. Tea plants are watered. We're gonna go get a little something to eat, and then get a little bit of it didn't sounded looked like we were pooping, but that was supposed to be gym. It's supposed to be lifting. Poop. Me and you aren't familiar enough. This is only our first vlog. I'm not gonna be filming any pooping yet. I'll probably start like, you know, after the 100th vlog. But anyhow, these are my compost piles. I'm trying to see the effects of compost on tea growth and crop quality. So, okay, check this out. All right, ambient temperature right now is about 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is my compost pile. And check this shit out. So good compost, right? Compost with the right mixture of ingredients should be what's called thermophilic, meaning it generates heat. Check this shit out. Compost pile, boop, and watch this. Watch this. This shit is piping hot. Piping hot. Oh my God. 55, this is Celsius, y'all. So this is well over 100 degrees. It is like, woo, keep going, oh! Yesterday I clocked, I'm gonna push down a little deeper. Yesterday I clocked it at like 66. Oh my God. Crazy, 65. 66. Oh my goodness, yo. Like literally 66, that's, I'll have to look up what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's like probably, I mean, it's hot. Like this is warm. It looks like a pile of dirt, but it's generating so much heat. Like I want to show you the steam coming out of this. If I crack it open a little bit, it's just gonna be like pluming steam. It's like literally, it's like scalding my hand. It's like scalding my hand. Ow, like I can't even, do you see the steam coming out of that? I don't know if you can. No, you can't. Anyway, it's freaking so, I literally can't put my hand in any more than that. It's so hot. Literally just by mixing the right combinations of ingredients. It was corn, food scraps from the cafeteria, and wood chips. Right? You mix those together in the right ratio, and the shit just explodes.
Well, you sign there. 你做啲快脆咁直接咁多聽。
Which fire? And then 2 chicken dishes and some rice and some veggie. Pretty simple. Try not to stuff myself too much before the gym, but I also don't want to go to the gym hungry. So, yeah. Told ya. Grunt, sweat, grunt. I've been doing this, I saw something on TikTok. A guy talking about how it's more effective to hold the weights in a contracted position than it is to do reps. So I've been incorporating more holds. Like in every set that I'll do, I'll just do like 5 or 6 reps and then hold. And it's just brutal. The worst is squats, which I just did.
Yeah.
Holding a squat, oh my God. I don't know, I think I'm starting to see some results, but it's a little too early to tell. But if any of you guys know anything about lifting, do you know who I'm talking about? The guy with the mustache, he was like a power lifter back in the 70s or 80s, I think. He's always talking about not lifting every day and then holding your lift. Anyway, as long as I'm grunting and I'm sweating, it's mission accomplished. Oh, by the way, artist of choice up here, DMX. Y'all, it's Black History Month. If you weren't already, do yourself a favor. Next time you work out, throw on X-Go and give it to you. Gas. Yo, that was a vicious pump. Oh my God. It's ferocious. I'm about to throw up right now, honestly. That. Me and that guy was yelling at each other. It's in good fun. We're homies. Yeah, I'm about to fucking vomit right now. That pump was way too vicious. It's also because I ate so much. I stuffed my big fat face a little bit too hard before the workout, I think. So, lesson learned there. Don't gotta go that hard in the cafeteria next time. But yeah, vicious pump. I feel queasy, but I also feel on top of the freaking world. That's why we do it, baby. That's why we do it. That's why I do it. I contemplated taking a shirtless picture. But we're not there yet. It's the first fucking vlog, and you're not getting tits on the first vlog. You're not gonna see my breasts. Yet. You gotta earn that. That must be earned. I'm sure you'll see them someday. If you play your cards right. Yeah, still an absolutely gorgeous night / day. It's like, you know, a couple degrees cooler than it was this afternoon. Still perfect, cool t-shirt weather. Yo! Chiesta! 干嘛？散步吗？我刚刚对去了 gym 一下。
Perfect. Your friend?
me，我在记录自己，
为什么呢？
准备做一个 vlog。vlog。
哦，vlog。
对。
你有自己的个人网站吗？
我传。
好久没见你了，然后今天我也去喝了一杯，然后
喝了一杯。
好久没见到你。
是吗？
对啊。
我还是一个星期2-3次。我还是一个星期2-3次去健身。
这边是吧？
对啊。
哦，我很少去，我都户外，我走户外。
今天的
新体育馆开了，不错。
啊。
我看了还挺不错的。
那个体育馆吗？
对啊。
开了吗？
竞技场，它是外面开了，里面没开。
哦。挺好。
天气很好啊。
太好了。
春节怎么过啊？
春节不怎么过，我就留在学校忙。
学校看书啊，学习。
你在这边吗？还是？
都在这边过。我妈妈在这附近。
好，还有有空找我喝一杯。
跟你说了你也不来，要不就现在就去。
太累了，我刚刚练得好猛。
吃东西了吗？
啊？
吃东西了吗？
吃了有点多，肚子有点不舒服。
吃面。
吃了饭。再饭。
还是很喜欢中国食物。
还好，习惯了。
有没有西餐喜欢吃？
都喜欢。
都喜欢。
对，我不挑剔。
有空吗？现在好多人都回家了，好多地方都不开门。那个地方只有他那里，还有隔壁小店可以坐一下喝一下，要么就这家雕刻时光可以。
武山路那里吗？
不是路口那个位置。
OK， 我先回去。
你还要拍这个？给谁呀？
给粉丝，给粉丝看。拜拜。
All right, y'all. This is the Nightcap. Gonna try one of these chrysanthemum flowers that I was talking about this morning. Not that excited about it, to be honest. I hate that each flower is individually packaged in single-use plastic. Completely unnecessary. But anyway, not gonna bitch about this too much. Pop that in there. And steep it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to up my herbal tea game if we're doing nightcaps every day. That's what I've come to realize. Yeah, but that's cool. Get to experiment with some herbal teas. Let's let that sit for a little bit. So I think I got the lighting right. I had to play around a little bit. With the lighting. I ended up taking a desk lamp and putting it right here. I have no idea what it looks like. I didn't even do a test take. But we'll see. Hopefully you can see the Canton Tower lit up behind me. That's kind of I wanted to keep the lights low. Are they low enough? Whatever. The lighting's fucking fine. So, for the nightcap, basically, I want to reflect back on the most profound thought I had today. Right? Looking back, I mean, first of all, let's save that for a second. First of all, did I, get the shit done I had to get done? Lit review, yep, did that. Photo shoot, did that. Photos came out pretty well. Grunting and sweating, check. Watered my plants, check. The app subscription, yeah, I didn't do that shit. Whatever. That is the most postponable thing that I could possibly think of. Yeah. Generally speaking, I got all the stuff done that I needed to get done. Took a nap. I invented a new word for nap. The chiesta. I don't know if you heard me say that before. The chiesta. The Chinese siesta. Genius. I think it's going to catch on. Hashtag chiesta. Had a great Chiesta. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So, okay, here's the profound thought that I had today. And it's about this vlog, right? This is the first vlog that I hope to do. I hope to do this every day. And really, if I will do it or not, depends on what's about to happen after I turn this camera off and go to my desk and edit. I'm going to try my best not to get carried away editing, right? Because that's what I did before. This is already the second iteration of me making content, because the first time was good, people liked it, but it was too time intensive and I got burnt out doing that. So I can do that again. It's the whole point of doing this YouTube style, whatever. I'll do my best. But I do have, I have a ton of content. Like, I have an hour's worth of content or footage. So I think I'm going to set a timer for an hour, right? I'm going to freaking bust it out for an hour. And whatever I have after an hour, that's getting uploaded. But here's my profound thought. So I like this vlog. Literally, if nobody ever watches this, it is still a good idea for me to do. I realize that the practice of me doing this vlog is actually beneficial for me to do, which it didn't quite feel like that when I was doing it before. For a few reasons, like why I think it's good now. Number one, I feel like people are keeping an eye on whether I get my stuff done or not. It's like incentive to get my stuff done, right? It's like if I know that no one's watching whether I finish my tasks or not, it's a lot easier to not get the stuff done that I need to get done. So it's a little bit of a kick in the rump, right? I don't want to sit here at the Nightcap and tell you I didn't get any of my stuff done. That wouldn't be fun. So that's cool. It kind of pushes me along. But secondly, and more importantly, I think, well, okay, there's a second one, and the more important one's the third one. The second one, it's just good practice. Like, filming yourself and editing yourself talk is really good practice, and I recommend that everyone do that. I've noticed, like, from editing all my videos even so far, and I haven't edited that many, but, having to cut 300 ums out of your speech in post-production definitely makes you conscious of how many times you say when you talk. And other stuff like that, just like your body language and your enunciation and stuff like that. There we go. But the practice of doing this is good for that reason too. It just makes me a better communicator, I think. And the third one is really the one that, those first two I kind of had a feeling about before. The third one really kind of shook me, which is that in these last 2 or 3 months, I've been in my head a lot, and I've been kind of feeling bad for myself a little bit. I've been missing my friends, missing my family, missing my home country, understandably, but I've been doing a lot of complaining in my head. And then today when I was filming, there was a cut when I was filming right here. It's either the morning or the afternoon tea session, and you're not going to see it because I'm cutting it from the thing, but I started complaining, like, about the noise, and I started actually vocalizing some of the complaints that I've had in my own head, and I finally watched myself make these complaints out loud and looked at myself through the eyes of you guys. Like, what is the viewer of this vlog going to see me? What do I look like to the viewer of this vlog complaining about this situation? And I looked like a complete asshole. Like, I looked like it just looked so stupid. And, yeah. So that was really nice. Actually, that was a huge breath of fresh air. To see myself, to see all of these negative thoughts that I've been having recently in the last month or two on camera, vocalized out loud, and then seeing how stupid it looks because when I'm watching myself on film, I'm watching through your guys' eyes. And I was just like, dude, stop bitching, right? You, all things considered, have a fucking kick-ass life right now. And I mean, whatever. I live in a dorm room. I work all day for basically no income, and you know, I'm very far from a dream life, but I have a lot to be fortunate for. And me complaining too much is a bad look. And that became crystal clear to me today when I was like rewatching some of the footage. So that's nice. I don't know. And that was a self-realization. There's a huge difference between someone else telling you that you should be grateful for what you have and you should stop complaining versus you actually seeing yourself complain and being like, dude, you look like an idiot right now. It's a lot more powerful when it comes from yourself. So that was a big kick in the gut today. A good kick, a good hard kick. And those kicks are the ones that change you and, you know, make you mature, make you grow the hell up a little bit. So, yeah, that was my little profound thought today. Let's try some of this fucking flower tea. How about that? How about that? Gonna take a little sip of this, let you know what I think of it, and then, yeah, I mean, it smells like chrysanthemum. 柑橘花茶 chrysanthemum tea. Yeah, I mean, it smells nice. It smells nice. I can just feel the pretentious judgment in my bones about this herbal tea. When we come at it, I mean, I've had it before. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. You're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This was cool. This kind of made my day, actually. That kind of made my day. All right, fuckers. I'm sorry. I won't make that a regular thing. I won't make that a regular thing. You know how people like call the people who watch their thing a certain name? You guys aren't going to start getting called fuckers all the time. I'm sorry. I just think it's hilarious. That's how me and my friends talk to each other. The reason that I'm saying that is it's a term of endearment. Ask any guy what he calls his best friends, and it's probably fucker or motherfucker. So it means I like you. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to chop up this video and then write a new one of these for tomorrow and upload it, and hopefully that doesn't take me until midnight. All right. That's all for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.